Wait a minute. I mean, I'm just confused.
Big companies just jumping on the prediction market like
Yeah.
And we always have like second option for you.
Is there any specific red flag that
Yes, but I
have?
cannot say, guys. Sweepstakes is a little bit different. You need to have two possibilities to play. First of all, free to play, and the second one is
Powered by my gaming license.
Hello and welcome to My Gaming License podcast. We are here in Barcelona discussing about all things regulation as well as having some experts to talk on these topics. So today we have Odie from My Gaming License. As well as Ivan from My Gaming License. And we're going to be talking about the latest topics in the regulation in iGaming space. So let's start off. Ivan, you've advised like 700 operators and secured 120 licenses so far in your journey, if I'm not mistaken. Feel free to correct, And, Odie, you have a background of Fortune 500 companies and M&A growth. So I'm curious to know, like, when did you guys come together and start or decide to start MGL?
It's pretty nice question actually. So first of all, I see you're curious about 700 operators. At least you highlighted it a bit. It's how to explain. For example, last year it was pretty kind of busy for me. I worked even on weekends, at least 6 days a week. It was my everyday schedule, almost no vacations, and every day you speak with around like from 5 to 10 new people, new projects who want to launch their casino, who is interested in like become the new operator or B2B provider, whatever it is. And just like you multiply 10 operators and you multiply on my 5 years experience with iGaming, it's a little bit more already. So it's at least 700, and yeah, that's how it happened. And what was the question? How did we start in jail?
yes, how we started. Actually, it was the time when it was 2 years as I was in McKinsey, which is a top consulting firm in the world, and I was thinking about leaving it. And I talked to Ivan. He was working in iGaming, and he told me about some issues in service providers regarding the licensing, and I was so shocked about the service level. And I talked about my experience as a consultant, how we work with the clients, and we came up with the idea that why not to try, because I was planning to leave McKinsey. Ivan actually was also trying.
And he was already like consulting in licensing when you approached?
I
or-
have 5 years experience with licensing, so of course all my time I consulting, but it was super
Organic.
yeah, definitely organic for sure. People knew me, and it was easy. But at the same time, the level of service was so bad. Then you can simply come to this industry providing not just good service but the best service, and everyone will come to you organically. So this is how we started. We just saw the problem, we saw the demand for the good service for licensing, and we just decided to close this demand by supplying good service.
Yes.
I hope I understand it. Yeah, I explained it.
Yeah, and that's why we decided like our main thing will be like doing the best service in the
Exactly.
industry for the licensing and compliance, right?
I think you have like complementing skills and the background that has made it easy to start something like My Gaming License. So I'm also curious, like, why should an operator or a B2B platform choose MGL? Like, what specific thing that your company brings to the table than others?
What do you want to answer?
Yes, I want to answer. I'm not a salesperson, but I love our values, because this is why we grew so fast in the last year. So why operators should choose MGL? First is our speed, because we do for the operator everything they can imagine except their personal documents. Like, we fill out the forms on behalf of our clients, we build the business plans, we open the companies like in 2-3 days. So we try to do as much as possible on behalf of the client, because we know how to do that, and we understand, for example, if it's a new person in a startup, or they're getting a new license, they will not understand and they will not know as we know the things. So here we are here to interview them, for example, for 30 minutes and do everything for them. And second is transparency, because when people come to us, we transparently say that this is the price, for example, of the package, and you don't need to pay anything else. And there were even, I think, 2 cases, right, when we had the costs that we didn't expect to have, and we covered it on the behalf of the company for the client.
Even more.
Yeah, and even more. And we don't come saying that you need these companies, or sorry, these documents or notarization. You know, this is everything, not very sexy thing about the compliance, but there are lots of costs and going. So we cover everything from the beginning. So these are my 2 main things. Do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I would definitely add regarding transparency, because for transparency, it's not only price, but also, for example, timeframes and the process. People want to have all-inclusive service and they want to know when they will get the license.
Yeah.
And that's the problem, because they come to us, we say the real time frame, for example, is going to be 3 or 4 months. And they come to another company where it says 4 weeks or like 2 weeks, and they're like, they promised us 4 weeks, we're gonna go with them and they have cheaper price. And then it happened that 6 months after they come to us and saying we didn't even apply. So it's real cases, such happens, and it happens like maybe with 5% of cases for sure when they come to us back and saying we didn't do anything. But at least half of the clients, they don't understand the real time frames. They just see that it's written on the website that license will take 4 weeks, for example, or 6 weeks or 8 weeks. In reality, it's just license. In addition, you need to consider a time frame to open the company, to prepare the documents. So we just tell them real time frame specifically for their project, as an example. And what else regarding MGL?
I like that we communicate with clients in every place. I mean, like we can communicate with them in messengers. I know some of our colleagues in the industry do not like to use the messengers, but I see that there is a big demand, and there are people who's launching a new business. He can't check all the emails he's having, he can't answer them very like quickly. So we understand that, and we talk to them in messengers. But if they want to go to the emails, we are happy to do that too. So we are very flexible in terms of communication.
For sure. And not just communication, but we reply to them as like, imagine when you ask some question, instant, exactly, 5-10 minutes sometimes. If you like, there is Nick, for example, he replies even faster. I see the notification, and when I click this notification, I see Nick already typing something. At the same time, he replies. So this is example of the service.
Nick is part of your team?
Yes,
Nick is from compliance
it's
team.
Not,
Nick is from compliance.
Great. So, I mean, just looking at numbers, you've already reached a milestone of 250 licensed companies processed from your company. So I'm curious, and you started like 1.5 years ago, right? Almost?
Yeah, it's basically combined all together.
Okay.
When you go to kind of legal firm, for example, and you see they have like 30 plus years experience, some number of clients. It's not just when they started, but this is because of the experience of their founders, of their owners who have such people. So it's 250 approximately combined altogether. With
mostly Ivan's experience, but with the MGL, we're operating around a year, and a little bit more than 100 licensed operators right now.
Exactly.
For me, as an outsider, it seems like a lot.
Too much, yeah.
Right? Too much. When I think about the number, right? So I'm curious, what has been the main reason you are able to achieve this number as a team, as a company for the brand, you know?
Me as the owner, as the person from the industry, I would say it's me. But of course, guys, it's a lot of different factors. It's just people interested in good service. We bring this good service for them. That's
Do you
what they
get
need.
a lot of referrals because someone liked
Of course, yes. It's the super, like, this is one of the best and easiest ways to get the new clients. They just prefer and they like, and we're not good quality service provider for our clients, but for our partners as well, because they can track their leads. They can know when, for example, example, the lead got the license, so they feel comfortable with it.
Right.
So this is thing which we don't advertise, but we tell to our partners as well. And I would add one thing, that's not only me or whatever it is, but it's also our team, because we grown. It's like almost 20 people working full time, and also it's like I calculated, but it's more than 40 people total, including full-time, part-time, outsourced, and it's kind of everyone is contribute, exactly, very good word.
Nice.
Yes, and I think this is because of the value we provide. People see that, and also we are very
Also the service.
yes, the service of course, and we try to help them to stay compliant and also to grow. We want to help their project, and that's why you can see on our website it's 9 out of 10, right? Casinos, they operate more than in 1 year. Mostly this is with Ivan's experience.
I will come back to this a bit later. I have a question for that as well. But, the other thing I was also thinking when I was looking at the website, I studied your website very well, because it's very nice, first of all, and also it has a lot of points for me, who is outside of regulation, to learn all these different licenses, and the points that are mentioned in your website is itself, I think, a very good resource. So now my next thing would be, like, I see that the timeline for the launch turnaround is around 4 weeks from what is mentioned on your website. But, some of the regulators and licensing, they also take almost 3 to 4 weeks. Yep. So, I want to get a clarification on, what it is, like how is the usual turnaround time. Let's say if I'm a prospective operator wanting to start my licensed casino, how does it work in reality with my gaming license?
I'm sure it's a question for me. So first of all, 3 or 4 weeks, it's definitely two points here. First of all, it's marketing point, because yes, if like our competitors say it's gonna 3-4 weeks, so we don't, like, if we say it's gonna be 2 months, people not gonna come to us. But from another experience, we had the cases when we closed clients within 4 weeks. Yes, it's just the matter of preparation of documents, because we cannot prepare the passport notarized for you guys. We cannot prepare utility bill. It's only from your side we need to get these documents. But if you have all these documents ready, from our side, work would take approximately like minimum 3 days, especially if you are under priority for us, and we can apply and we can incorporate, for example, Belize company within just 2 days. We can incorporate Costa Rica within 1-2 weeks, okay, and we can incorporate some other companies for you very quickly. And then we, for example, have company ready, we have documents ready from your side, we prepare documents from our side, we apply, and then it's the matter of how long it's going to take for licensor to issue to grant the license. Okay. And it depends, like, for example, Tuvalu, you can quickly get like 1-2 weeks. You have it. Liberia
just to clarify for some, sorry to interrupt, just to clarify for some people who might not know the exact procedure. So first we pick the company where we pick the country where the company needs to be established. That takes time, and then we apply for a license based on that, and you do all these things. But obviously it depends on the client, because they have to provide the documentation, as well as they have to make a decision on where they want to be set up and where they want to operate and things like this.
I mean, all decision taking before we engage with the client, but overall it's not just client documents. It's just the most common thing which slow us down is clients' documents in our experience. But at the same time, with all other kind of things we can influence from our end, we do it in the best and fastest possible way. Like preparation business plan, we do it like next day. If you send us some kind of clarification about your project, we'll prepare a business plan for you the next day. So the same for all other documents. We fill out forms on client's behalf, even forms. Just imagine, for example, you want to apply for license. Licensor send you the forms, like it's going to be 4 forms.
I usually don't want to fill those forms.
Yeah, you usually don't want to fill the forms. But if you like some like other companies, they send you and you need to fill the forms, but instead we do this.
It's an inconvenience. I mean, because I want to focus on my business and driving and other things.
Exactly. Yes. And you don't always know what to answer in some questions, but we know. We just help you with it.
Right.
That's the idea.
Got it. Okay, so let's shift gears a little bit, and then let's talk about. I think you've mentioned about Nevis. It was just came to life in 2025. And I think somewhere you mentioned that it has the potential to become like the new Curaçao, right? But with a 40-year-old financial history, right? I think that's what you mentioned more or less. So why should a top tier operator choose Nevis over famous Curaçao in today's climate?
Listen, just to understand, top tier operator, what do you mean about top tier?
Tier 1?
Tier 1, okay. You mean like something like DraftKings stake or something differently? Okay, sorry, I just question for me. You want to answer?
Yeah, I mean, like, Curaçao is a great license. It's everyone recognize Curaçao, but what we see in the last year, maybe year and a half, there are so many changes, and operators are already tired of those changes, of new regulations, what's going on, what's changing, and etc. And it's a bit hard to keep up with these changes. Nevis came at the, I would say, good time, because it has really great reputation compared to other international, or how we call it, offshore licenses, right? With 40 years of great financial history. And lots of high net worth people know about the Nevis, and it's backed by the government also. So Premier Minister is coming to us, Barcelona of Nevis, to advertise this license. So it's baked, and it's great competitor, I would say, here for the Curaçao. Each one of them have their own like pluses and minuses, but at the end of the day, I think Nevis is going to be great alternative, especially also in order to get the Curaçao, what we see the whole process from the start. When you decide to get the Curaçao, and the time you get the Curaçao is from like 3 months to the half a year, and Nevis is going to be much faster, I think like 2 to 3 months, I guess. So it's again about the how fast it is, how like it's a bit cheaper than Curaçao. So it's a great alternative. Of course, it must be recognized again. It will take time, but we believe that it's going to be fast. I mean, like 2026 will be a year of when everyone will recognize Nevis license.
That's great to hear the comparison as well as the pros and cons. Now, we're also looking at Liberia. I see that my gaming license is also closely involved with Liberian International Gaming Authority. We just had a conversation previously with the authorities themselves. So how do you see the Liberia license in the whole landscape, in the 3 licenses that we spoke, and how do you see they evolving by 2027, for example?
That's a super good question. First of all, before I answer, for everyone, just need to understand that there are different licenses. They're suitable for different operators for different needs. So Liberia is good license in terms of what they give to the operator, which is good. And this is country, which is also good. Nevis also has great reputation, and they have prime minister helping and participating in every kind of activity related to iGaming, which is also additional kind of big advantage for Nevis as well. And I know that Nevis also negotiating the deal with the bank itself in Nevis, so it's gonna be probably, if they finalize the deal, and it's kind of I mean, I'm not sure if I can say it, but if they finalize the deal, they're gonna have also bank account, which is also good. And overall, it's super difficult. It's just different licenses, which is suitable for different operators. So who knows?
So it really depends on their needs, where they want to operate, and what is their overall plan. And
Right.
based on that, it's obviously always advisable to consult legal opinion, take the advice, as well as act accordingly, right?
Exactly, yes. Thank you for the help, first of all. Exactly, yes, guys. So if you want to understand what is it different, if this license is suitable for you or not, come to us. We will tell you, we'll help you to choose this license, considering your project, because every
Yeah.
project
Right.
is unique.
And I want to say it's we do it at no cost, because we want to help. Yes, and it's you can just schedule a call, and we'll discuss and understand your project, and understand what license suits you best, and we will give you the final like 2-3 options, and we can then at the end choose one.
Wait a minute. I mean, I'm just confused. I want to clarify. So if I want to start a casino, I can just come to my gaming license, take a legal opinion or advice, complimentary,
Yeah.
in order to choose which ones to go for.
Right.
Like,
right.
I mean, is this normal, usual in the space, or you're doing it just because you want to provide the right assistance?
There are two things. First thing is most of the companies provide just consultation. You come to them, ask questions, they
Yeah.
answer. That's simple. I mean, that's consultation. That's not what we do. Clients come to us, potential clients, leads,
Yeah.
and we ask questions. We ask questions. Please tell about your project. What do you need? What are you looking for?
Yeah.
Then when explain about other options which are suitable for them. So instead of telling them about every possible license, we first understand which license would fit for them. We give them options. It's gonna be 2, 3, maybe one option.
Yeah.
Who knows? And then they ask us questions, and they decide themselves which one is gonna be fit them better. So it's kind of like 1 hour call where we
Okay.
understand everything, analyze everything, how it's gonna look like, and then we send the offers for them to go again deeper into details. So that's the first step we do.
Right.
Okay, I think that's great. So at the end of 1 hour, they have a clarity, or usually it takes a couple of days for them to.
If they completely transparent with us and say everything and can answer every question they we ask, because sometimes they're not ready. They just wanna know, and we ask questions like what targets, what countries are gonna target. We don't know yet. Like
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, if they know what they want, so definitely we advise them. We give them clarity what license can be suitable for them. It's usually 2, 3 options, and then they decide what they need.
Okay, that's great. If we go back to the main USP that we talked about earlier in the beginning of the conversation, I remember you mentioned the turnaround time is around 4 weeks to get someone a license and help them out. So, when we make it fast and easy, do we also make it easier for low quality operators to pop up very easily?
When you say low quality, you mean with smaller budget, or you mean with some kind of shady thoughts on their minds?
Shady.
Shady, no, we don't work with such operators. If we see kind of it's showing up on the call with them when we ask questions, they kind of not exactly answer. Like we see some patterns, we can say, and when we see these
If they
patterns,
deflect the questions, or if they don't answer the questions correctly, or if
Exactly.
they don't give you the information that you need.
Exactly, and especially when we ask about, I cannot tell exactly what we ask about because it's gonna be pretty
Revealing the
obvious
questions
for them.
before the examination.
Exactly. But when we see, we definitely say no. And of course, we are not ideal. We cannot say it like
Yeah.
this operator is definitely gonna do such things. So we try to eliminate, kind of do filter out. And if we cannot, we eventually like can tell that like sorry, but we need like change operator, like provider of the license.
Is there any specific red flag that you
Yes, but I
have?
cannot say, guys. But of course, yes, we see it from just experience. You can clearly say if this operator is gonna do something
Scamming. Yeah.
like this, and yeah, it's pretty obvious. Not for every operator, but for most of them, especially if they don't have experience, or if they have a lot of experience also.
And I just wanted to add that we prioritize speed just for them to get the license, but we are not the cheapest one.
Yeah, not
So yes, we know what we
And
want.
also, you're not compromising on due diligence.
Yes.
That's what I'm understanding between the lines.
Yeah, of course. And it's about whom we filter. This is about the client that is coming, that they need to have budget. And also, I know that Ivan, when he has a call, he always asks about the overall budget, not for the licensing,
Yeah.
because we understand that if the, for example, person has a 50K or I don't know 100K to enter the market, we say like you need more investments. We don't want you to spend right now everything on compliance.
Just to
and
sell you the
license.
license.
Yes.
I just simply reject such clients. I rejected so many clients, and maybe 1 or 2 just they came to me back.
Because you look at the overall business plan and
Yeah.
based on the experience.
I mean, person without, like for example, there is affiliate who wants to launch his business. He don't need to spend a lot of money on marketing
Because he has traffic and-
Exactly. So he can come to us like with 100 to 100K. That's gonna be fine. But overall minimum budget we look for like 500,000, 1 million, just because. I mean, you can launch with cheaper, but overall you can do mistakes. If you're just new for this industry, you will do mistakes definitely, and it's reality for everyone. And basically these mistakes can cost you money, and because you have bigger budget you can cover this mistake. So kind of yeah.
Do you also look at the team, the leadership team who is on board? If they have iGaming experience previously?
Yeah, we definitely check about again experience, and it's also obvious from the first questions. Again, they ask us about usually people who knows nothing about licensing. They ask about how much it's gonna cost, how long it's gonna take.
Yeah.
And sometimes about requirements, what we need to prepare. That's it. But people from the industry who understand, and actually this is kind of like not most of our clients, but majority of our half of our clients, they ask about different things like additional services, like how much it's gonna cost for us, if we're gonna have some surprises in the future, how it works with some different things.
Yeah. How are you going to help if you get stuck
Yeah.
or if you have...
Yeah, maintenance.
If such
everything.
situation happens, what are you gonna do? A little different approach.
Regulators don't send push notifications, but we do. We collect all global updates directly from the source. Join the MGL Telegram news channel for the news that actually matters to your business.
Great, thanks for sharing that. And one of the things that comes to my mind, especially when running communities as well as being involved in iGaming, is there is the new generation of crypto casinos that are coming up very actively, very much, and they are associated with no KYC. This is a topic that is kind of hot in our industry, and I just want to know your thoughts on crypto casinos, no KYC, and how does it impact the KYC requirements and the compliance side of it?
First of all, we don't assist clients with KYC. This is on their side. Our main kind of job is to help them to be compliant with regulators, with the jurisdictions where their company is located in. And at the same time, my personal opinion, yes, there is such thing. The most important that they don't scam people. If there is KYC, so if there is KYC, that's good. So they check everything properly. That's nice. If there is no KYC, maybe they want to just easier kind of entrance for these people. The most important that they don't scam players. I mean, nobody appreciates if somebody is scamming.
Yeah, because they can hide under the fact that we are catering to crypto audiences, because crypto audiences want to stay anonymous, and so we are not taking KYC. But that can also be used as a loophole to do bad things, right? So how do we balance these both things? Because as we know, Nevis is asking for source of wealth, source of funds.
Yes.
So if crypto casinos wants to set up in Nevis, how do we balance the regulatory requirements with user requirements?
But this is the requirement for the source of wealth and source of funds is for the beneficiary of the owner of the operator. So there is no requirement for the operator to do the KYC on the. But I mean, there is.
No, there is a requirement.
Yeah, there is a requirement, but there are different cases when people just start avoiding that.
Yeah, as far as I know, I don't remember exactly. We need to check with our legal team. But as far as I know, every license required to do KYC, but some of them require it not on the deposit moment, but when they do withdrawals.
Okay.
So, good example. I remember definitely Anjuan provides such thing. But again, I'm not 100% sure. Kind of disclaimer. We need to double check with our legal team this situation.
Okay, so let's shift the gears a little bit. And one of the other topics that is really hot in the market is prediction markets. Big things are happening in US. Everyone wants to kind of take a pie of the big cake.
Sure.
Right. So from your perspective, where is prediction markets going, and what do you think it is? Is it also a form of gambling, just masked and marketed differently, or how do you see the whole situation?
I think it's part of gambling.
Yeah, me too.
But it depends on the regulations, of course. For me, it's part of gambling, but for United States, it's not part of gambling because they have different regulations. And basically for them, it's prediction market. But at the same time, you just bet on the event, which may happen or may not happen, something like this. And as long as it's not regulated, so it's not regulated market. Or if it's regulated, so it's...
I mean, the regulations are starting because...
Yeah,
they're... DraftKings, they started their own predictions app. So we see that there is a great interest, and I hope that it will be regulated actually, especially in the US.
It will be.
Yes.
Because I think we already seen a notice from Tennessee state that they are classifying this as sports contract, and they want to move on this. which is quite quick compared to how usually the regulators
You're
and
right.
the states act. So seeing the speed of it, do you think there is still a market for operators, providers to go on and work on this, or wait for the regulation to show up and then see?
Always there is possibility because I mean,
The market is always changing. Yes,
Yeah.
there is always something new. We see that big companies just jumping on the prediction market, like
Yeah.
Kalshi and others.
Polymarket.
Yeah, Polymarket. And from a personal perspective, it's good to start right now, and then also to there will be regulations, so you need just to keep up with these regulations. You need to maybe there will be made geo blocks, maybe there will be some requirements,
Yeah.
QIC requirements, something. So you need just to keep up with them. But I think like we see the market is really big, so I think like it will not go down in near the future.
Okay, and on along the same lines, we have also sweepstakes in the US.
Yeah.
I think US have a separate way of actually looking at things, and so we know that sweepstakes is what works in US, and we also know that My Gaming License is offering support on these kind of licenses. So, do you like when prospects or clients want to operate in US? What kind of suggestions do you give them, or to make sure that it's not actually like iGaming?
To make sure it's not, we do different. We don't tell them that how to prepare. They prepare the project, because sweepstakes is a little bit different. You need to have two possibilities to play. First of all, free to play, and the second one is kind of the trick. And basically, we provide them with legal opinion, we provide them with payment solutions, we provide with banking, geo-blocking provider, KYC provider, and something else. And basically, we just cover all these kind of legal things. And if they need company, sure, company is also included. If they need something extra on top, yes, we provide this as well. But we don't develop them platform. We have partners.
Yeah.
If someone comes to us, I want to start sweepstake casino, and I have nothing, but I have money, so we can say, yeah, come there for the platform, and we will start with the like legal part. But we don't do everything. That's the idea. And what's going to be future for sweepstakes? Who knows? But last year, I think it's like 3, 4, 5 states closed their market. So it's definitely going to be more regulated. Sure, maybe there will be licenses.
I mean, like there is money, so
Yeah, exactly.
regulators see that there is money, and why not?
A lot of money.
Like, do you advise clients not to go down that route because regulation is very uncertain, or it's really about offering the best possible advice at this moment?
Both of things, of course. We don't say them do it, but if they have the project, if they have the plan, if they have everything developed, we will assist them with setting up everything properly. As long as it's compliant. And at the same time, if there are new, I mean, if you check, for example, for regulations, you will see that they change like all the time. Like maybe every month you need to update your legal opinion, you need to update it for banks, for payment providers. Some banks close their kind of
Do not accept.
do not accept. Yeah, and it happens, and you always constantly work on checking this, what works, what doesn't work. But as long as it's not regulated, it's gonna be kind of they compliant. But my first the thing which I'm worried about is that maybe if they right now compliant, but then regulations changes, and under new regulations they're not gonna be compliant, and United States will start taking actions against everyone who did it before. This is not my decision what to do. I can tell them about it, but this is on their own. So I will make sure that they are compliant right now.
I would say on the practice, we see those who are able to start right now, they do that. But those who are just thinking about sweepstakes and they don't have anything, pretty much anything, and they don't know anything about sweepstakes, they also like taking some time before some regulations will be like more constant, you know, like.
Thanks for sharing that. Odi, you recently highlighted on your LinkedIn post that the law protecting beneficiaries, the line is moving because of the legal changes, and that directors and beneficiaries could be personally liable, irrespective of where the license is held, right?
Exactly.
From what I understood, I'm not like a legal
Yes.
person, but can you expand on that? Do operators do they need to worry? Do they need to like panic
I
What is
mean, like,
going on
I
here?
don't think panic, but yeah. So this was a recent case. I think it was January 15. But this is also an opinion. This the case is not closed.
Okay.
So what happened is that there was a claim from Austrian player against the operator with the MGA license,
Okay.
and this operator got bankrupt, and they couldn't pay this player the money back. So they got the claim from the Austrian. The lawsuit from the Austrian company, and now European Union is thinking about making it possible to sue the people.
Okay.
I mean, like the directors, the UBOs, the shareholders of the operators, no matter like what license they have, if they don't have the local license, and it will be possible under the European Union law. I mean, like it might be possible. So they're moving towards this. So it means, like, for example, if before an operator had an MGA license, there is still Bill 55. No one canceled it, but it was like you had more protection, and there was claims against the company, not against the personal against the people. But now it might be possible under European Union law, and this might lead to the situation when people will start canceling not canceling, leaving the MGA license, and maybe some will go towards the European local licenses. Someone might go towards the offshore licenses because, for example, I believe that some of the offshore licenses, they will not, I'm not saying don't care, but they will not pay a lot of attention on a lot claims from the European Union, So the market is always changing, so we don't know what will be, but for sure it will be a little bit more risk for people who are targeting European Union without the local licenses.
Okay, so this is only about protecting players based in Europe.
Yes, right? Yeah, it's only in the Europe.
Thanks. I think we'll have to wait and see how that evolves since the case is still in progress.
Yeah.
So I think that's important clarification also to make while we are discussing this point.
Exactly. Don't panic. It will not change overnight.
And which brings us to the last question on this conversation, where, considering all the growth that you've had for My Gaming license, as well as the number of clients, number of licenses that were already processed. So looking up to 2026 and beyond, what are your plans? What is your vision, as well as what is your goals for this year?
We definitely want to go more into the regulated markets, so into the local licenses, and we already have the plan for that. As well as having the partnerships with the B2B providers. So to become their corporate service provider, like as a head of partnerships at MGL, I'm working on that, and we'll see. Hopefully we become the #1 corporate services and licensing provider for the platform providers, I would say.
And when you say local licenses, do you mean European local licenses? Do you have any specific plans for?
We will start for sure from Canada, because we are based in Canada. So we will start with the Ontario. I mean, like we already started with the Ontario license. We want to start with the with Alberta license. Also, there was I think Ireland, right?
We have experience with Ontario and Peru license, and we want to just make it broader, make it more kind of, because for now, our sales can sell offshore licenses.
Right.
Okay.
And I sell local licenses, and I don't have a lot of time.
Yeah.
And that's why we need to kind of work on this. We have legal team, but they are not sales.
Yeah.
And that's the situation. So we want to work on this. Right now we can do Ontario, Peru. At the same time, we are looking to Ireland. We're interested in Finland, but it's not ready yet. Alberta started accepting new applications. We're interested in Uzbekistan because we have connections. It's OD's homeland, and basically we have 2 communications right now going on. And what else? And there are other countries like Africa, definitely no, because it's just you need to have local connections there. So for sure. And Mexico, I had before experience, and probably will start with Mexico as well in addition.
Right.
Who knows? So
And what about other markets? Like, for example, there is some changes recently in Australia. I've seen.
Australia is gonna be like I think the single license for the whole state. So we cannot like give the license to operators. I mean, Australia, as far as I remember, Australia doesn't give the license to operators. It's just gonna be kind of monopoly, as far as I remember.
Okay, cool. Are there any other plans or goals you want to
sure.
share for My Game Less? Maybe number of personnel that you want to hire, maybe number of offices that you want to set up, maybe, just giving some ideas.
Basically, in December we established a few new departments. So, okay, in November we established payment department. In December it was banking department.
So banking and payments is also part of your services.
Yes.
When they have the license, they can also
Yes.
get the payments and banking services.
Exactly.
Because,
Yes.
payments and banking, I think, is most discussed topic as well, because we have a lot of them, and that is a business model that it's easily replicable.
Exactly, but we don't provide payments or banking ourselves.
Okay.
For payments, we have our
Specialist.
specialist with
Okay.
quite a lot of years of experience. And basically, the specialists have a lot of connections with the partners who are long term in the market, with the
Okay.
payment provider long term in the market. So we just kind of right now we do it for our clients only, but if someone is interested, sure, we can do this for other clients. We consult on the best payment providers and we help them to choose them, and we send the offers, we negotiate if we need it, we use our connections, and at the same time we don't get any commission on top. We just get percentage, kind of referral percentage from the payment provider.
Yeah.
Super simple.
So it's no cost for
No
the operator,
cost,
really.
yeah.
Exactly, but for some clients we do setups
Right.
just because it's necessary sometimes. And for banking, we have separate specialists. There are big plans we cannot share right now, but we have like a separate department set it up, and we start proposing for our clients again,
Okay.
not for others. And what else?
And also M&A, I see that you
M&A.
have some
yeah.
M&A section.
Yeah, exactly. We have separate brand for M&A. It's set it up like we started quite long time ago, but we started doing properly just like 2 months ago. And yeah, it's already a separate team with a few sales manager, the head of the M&A department, there is marketing department, legal department, all inside this M&A. So it's separate from MGL.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not part of MGL.
And what does it do, this entity? Like
M&A, yeah, sorry, guy. M&A, basically it's mergers and acquisitions, and there we kind of connect seller and buyer all together. So, and we get commission. Super
Right.
simple. We just have number of sellers, most of them from MGL, but also from other connections, other establishments, and from our lead generation team, and the same for buyers. And we basically connect them and make the happen of sales or of buying.
Yeah, we saw
Simply speaking.
lots of a lot of interest actually, like selling. People want to sell their licenses or they want to buy some licenses.
Yeah.
So we started from there,
Okay.
and we saw the great interest that it's a moving industry.
Yeah.
A lot of people sell, buy, and merge and everything. So we saw there is opportunity, and we want to be there. And also, actually, I didn't tell about the feature that we want to integrate. This is the AI that will evaluate your project.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
like very like instantly, I would
Okay,
say.
yeah.
From the plain, like in the plain English, you write about your project, what license you have, your GDR, like your partners, and etc. And it will evaluate your project, and it will be like kind of ready. You
Oh,
can
wow.
you can put it in the marketplace. So we'll have our marketplace. So I would say anyone can enter and see, because we see lots of investors who are not from iGaming
Yeah.
coming. They do not understand anything, and they need so many like people, like advisors, brokerage firms, in order to understand where to invest and so on. So we want to make this much easier for them to enter the market.
Okay.
So plans are big also for M&A.
Yeah, what if I in the plans?
Yes, yeah. So from the MGL perspective, we want to become one-stop shop for those who want to launch from the corporate perspective. So like company, licensing, compliance, to open the bank and to integrate the payments to this company and build their corporate structure. And if they want, we can advise on which platform providers or others to choose, but this is not going to be on our side.
Yeah.
So everything covered from the corporate perspective for the MGL's clients.
That's great. Thank you for sharing everything. It has been a pleasure exploring all the things My Gaming License has been doing, as well as some of the trending and most talked about topics currently in the industry. So thank you for the opportunity, as well as thank you for sharing everything.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very Surya for having us.
Thank you very much.
So that's it for today. And we're signing off from Barcelona. This is My Gaming License podcast from Barcelona, and we'll see you at another show, hopefully.
Powered by My Gaming License.